Hi, how are you? Well, today I'm gonna be cooking. Um, I'm gonna take some time off from doing crafts, making wallets and whatnot. So today I'm gonna concentrate in cooking. So I'm just gonna make something simple, you know, for my first cooking video. I'm gonna be making some white rice, of course, and some meatballs and some salad on the side. Okay, that's it. Okay, so this is how I cook. I'm not a gourmet cook. That's most definitely. But I just know the basics. You know? I try not to stress myself. Estoy grabando aquí cooking, papi. So I'm gonna be cutting one onion. I probably will need another small onion. Right now I'm cutting a big onion, and I'm cutting half of it, because half of it I'm gonna use to season the meatball. I mean, to season the to season the chutney. Put a little bit of onion, pepper, and some olives, an egg, of course, breadcrumbs. But I don't usually buy breadcrumbs. Sometimes I do. But I usually use as breadcrumbs. I don't know if you approve, but I use it for many things. To season many dishes. I grind Ritz crackers, and pulverize it. I grind it, let's put it that way, and that's what I use as breadcrumbs, and it comes out delicious. I do the same, when I make chicken strips or chicken cutlets, which my husband loves. Or sometimes, like I said, sometimes you buy the breadcrumbs, But whatever you have, if and whatever you prefer. Everybody does things their own way, You don't have to have a specific preference or get upset because someone else doesn't do things the way you want them to be done. That's it. Can't stress yourself like that. So this is half an onion that I cut. See the other half? You see it? It's pretty big. You know? This one I'll cut in slices. Okay, that's it. I'm just gonna do this. I usually use more onions than peppers. My hands are very clean. So in case. I make sure of that before I do anything. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna wash my hands again. Okay. I'm cutting some olives and capers in little pieces, okay, as well, because I'm going to combine all this into the chutney, okay. And then after everything is combined, all the ingredients, I'm going to start shaping the meat into little meatballs. Put it that way. To be very careful with the knife. No, papi, perdona. Wash my hands. Okay. I'm going to put this aside for a moment. Now you see, these are the Ritz crackers I'm going to be using, you see. These Ritz crackers, I'm going to smash and pulverize it in here, you see. This is called a pilon in Spanish. In English, I don't have the slightest idea. A smasher, I imagine. A wooden smasher. That's not how you call it, but that's how I'm going to call it. Because by the time I remember how you call it, forget it. We'll be here for years. Okay. Put this here. just gonna smash a few. I don't want the meat to come out too tough. You know? I think that's good enough. Yeah. So I'm going to show you like that, you see? This is how I do it. But you know what? I'm going to pause for a minute until I finish smashing the crackers. And after I finish combining all the ingredients, you know, that I'm going to be using in the meat. Okay? And then I'll come back. Okay? Okay. Now this is the meat, the chopped meat, you see? It's a good portion, you know. So I'm going to dump it in the pot. See the pot? Okay. But before anything, I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in the pot. Just a teaspoon. Hey, people. I'm going to remove my rings and all that because I don't want them to fall in the meat. Put them here. Okay. I'm going to put some chicken bouillon or chicken powder in the meat. I'm going to put this here. Not too much, because I'm going to be seasoning the sauce and all that. This is the egg, the battered egg. These are the breadcrumbs. Well, you know, the crackers. Just a little bit. Not too much, because I don't want them to be too tough. I'm going to wash my hands again. Before anything, I'm going to check the rice that's right to my left. Take my mittens. The mittens back. I usually put a piece of aluminum paper on top of the rice, you know, when it's cooking. It's just a habit, you know. Some people prefer not to put anything, but it's just a habit. Okay, that's how we were taught. So, okay, now let's get ready to rumble and mix the meat. Whoops, daisy. Okay. I hate dirtying my hands. Some people don't care, you know. Some people use gloves. But you know what? As long as your hands are extremely clean, there's no need for you to be using gloves. I hate to use gloves, you know, when I'm cooking. I think the gloves get in the way of filling your food, you know. I mean, God made two hands. You know, when He made us humans, He made us with two hands. You know, for that purpose, for a lot of purpose, you know. And one of the main purposes to, you know, for cooking. Now, of course, you know, when you go to a restaurant, you know, and you go to one of those restaurants where, you know, you see the people cooking, it's good for you to, it makes you feel good when, you know, you see them using gloves, you know, because you don't know, you know, what people have put their hands, you know, but you know where you put your hands at, right? And when you're cooking, you know, you're a clean person, or you should be a clean person, but you don't know the habits that other people have, you know. So okay, I think this is already, see, combined pretty good. Okay, wow, there's a lot of meat. I'm gonna have to do the meatballs a little, not too small. See, like that. I think that's a good size. I'm just gonna be leaving them right there on the side. I'm not gonna be using another pot, because I'm not gonna be dirtying a whole, a whole line of pots. I'm not gonna be dirtying all my pots just to do this, because I don't want to be, washing them afterwards. I will wash them. That doesn't mean I want to wash them. I don't want to wash my sink full of pots and pans. No. So the less I wash, the better for me. Okay, I'm just gonna do a few, and then I'm gonna pause because you already got the idea. I'm sure you know how to cook better than I do, but nevertheless, this is how I cook, That's it. This is my Goya cooking. I say Goya because I usually buy their products, but they are kind of expensive, to tell you the truth, so I cook with whatever I have in hand, and I buy whatever I'm able to, whether it's brand name or not. Okay, so I'm going to pause the camera, but before I do, I'm going to wash my hands. You see how sticky they are with all that gook? You see my hands are miraculously clean. Now look at my nails, Okay, now I finished making the meatballs. Okay, so the pot is full. I think I made a good amount of them, and they are medium size. So now I'm gonna stir fry them. Okay, a little bit. Okay. Okay, so I have the heat on. Okay, so we'll leave it there. And little by little, I'll be, turning them around, over, So in the meantime, while they get brown, I'm going to be cutting, more onions and other ingredients. Okay, so Now this time I'm gonna cut the onions in slices, okay, rather than in little cubes. The pot is in low heat, in medium heat. Cut the ends. And the rest of the peppers in slices too, because they're gonna go, over on top. And when the meatballs are brown, I'm gonna pour a little bit of wine over, in the pot, over the meatballs. Just a splash, not too much. Okay, good enough. Okay. Oh. I'm the type of person that while I'm cooking, I like to wash the dishes that I'm dirtying. Because when I finish cooking, I like to have my sink nice and clean. In other words, the only thing I want to wash, well, not that I want to, the only thing I have to wash are the plates we eat from. Yeah. ¿Está bien, pa? Okay. Estoy ahí hablando mierda, papi. I'm going to put a little bit of oregano. Okay. Just a little bit. I'm going to begin to turn over the meatball because they're browning. Yeah. I'll put it. Now the olives and the capers that I had cut before, you remember? When I was putting the ingredients on the chutney, I cut them in little pieces. That was because I was going, I was going to mix them in the meat. But this time I'm not going to mix them in the meat. This time I want them whole, you see? I love olives. Capers I'm not too much fond of because they look like little roaches, like little, especially if they get all squashed up, you see? And I don't like that. I have my husband eat that. Delicioso. I'm trying to be very careful when I turn over the meatball because I don't want them to break. You see? You can see? Okay. See? Yeah. See? Let me get another spoon. Better like that. Let's use your brain. Okay. What little you have, what little you might have, you have to use it. Okay, you see? Butter. Very careful. Basing down. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the camera. Okay. Where's the camera? Okay, hi, I'm back. Now what I did while you were away, I have finished browning the meatballs, and I got rid of the excess grease. See? I don't like things too greasy. It's not good for the heart. Okay, I left a couple of tablespoons, because it shouldn't be too dry, But then the majority of the fat, I'm gonna get rid of. Okay, so you see, I'm gonna show you. See, these are the meatballs, already browned, and all that. You see how nice they look? Okay, so now, before anything, remember I told you we're gonna put a little bit of wine, okay? Well, my wine, the one I drink is Manischewitz, Concord grape wine, okay? So you might think it's cheap, fine, but I like it, I'm not too much of a beer drinker or wine drinker, so this is what I'm accustomed drinking, okay? So I'm gonna put a little splash, not too much, okay? A little bit of this ragu sauce, a little bit, not too much. I don't like things too bitter. It doesn't look all that pretty, I understand. But okay. Okay. So I'm gonna put the onions, just on top. I'm not even gonna mess the, the meatballs because I'm afraid they might break. They crumble up. Okay. And I'm gonna put I have to put more chicken powder. It looks a lot, but believe me, it's not too much. A little bit of color. You have to put color on everything, Things too pale don't look nice. They look too attractive. Okay, now put a little bit of water. And some people put chicken stock, but I don't have that. So see? I have to put a little bit of color. And I'm going to turn off the rice because the rice is already done. This little cup of wine, glass of wine, is for me. I deserve it. Delicious. Yo misma me estoy dando. Well, I'll have my husband taste my food, because he won't be able to. The audience. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm cutting some how do you call them? Carrots, you know. See? Okay. In little circles. And I'm gonna put them in there. In the pot as well. I'm gonna cut them real thin so that they cook. You know, without no problems. Because if I cut them thicker, you know, they're gonna take longer to cook, and I'm not planning on being here till tomorrow in the stove. Cooking in front of the stove. No. Tomorrow is another day. See? Whoops, something's in. Now after I finish, you know, when I finish putting the carrots, the slice of carrots in the pot, right? I'm gonna pause the camera. See? The ones that are too big, I'll just cut them in half. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to divide my video into two parts. The first part is gonna be the process of, you know, cooking the meatballs and, you know, and the rice and all that. And then the second part is gonna be when everything is ready, okay? Because for some reason I usually end up doing 2 parts of everything, you know. I guess it's because I don't really know how to videotape too well. This is, you know, I'm just starting to videotape, the things I do to put it in my YouTube channel. I recently, got into having a YouTube channel, so I'm new at this, so, you're going to have to excuse me, if I don't do the things too correct, or I don't do it like you. Okay, you see? Okay, this is going to take a while, so I'm going to dump it in there. See? You see? Yeah. You can see. I know you might be saying, what is she doing? That's not how you make that. But this is how I make it. That's all. This is how I make it. You might make it another way. And someone else might make it their way. And some other person might make it their way. And so on and so forth. That's how life is. I'm going to taste it to see if it's too salty or too bland. It shouldn't be too bland because I put enough seasoning. I think it needs a little bit more seasoning. Yeah? A little bit of seasoning. Okay. That's it. I usually put a little bit of sugar, to kill the bitterness of the slight bitterness of the sauce, the ragu sauce, and the wine. Okay, I use equal sugar. It's healthier. I rinse the spoon in case. think it's okay. I think it's perfect. I don't want it too salty. I don't like things too salty. Well, I'm going to cover the pot, okay, and I'm going to let it cook, okay, and when it's done, then I'll come back, probably in part 2 of this video. I'm going to have to divide it, okay, so see you. I'm going to clean all this. Drop down. I'm gonna wash this. Salud and goodbye. Bye.